everyone. We're back, and I'm going to jump right over to Lynn Everett. And Lynn and I have exactly kind of the same story. We reached out to each other on online, again through a group or email. I don't even know where the first connection started, but one day I was at a monthly networking event, and there we were in the same place again. And again, it was like, oh my goodness, it's you in person. And we, of course, the usual, and we couldn't stop talking. We just blah, 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 because we had so much in common. We had so much stories to share. So I'm going to pass it on and remember when we first met, Lynn?
I do, yes.
That was a lot of fun. Like, we couldn't stop talking. We're like we need to make another appointment to finish the conversation. And this is how synchronicity works. Eventually, I couldn't publish the magazine when I wanted to, which was the beginning of 2022. But again, everything is divine timing. It came out January 2023, of which Lynn is one of my writers. And he wrote this great story that was kind of just sitting there waiting to be published, waiting for me to just put this magazine out. And it was about connecting with the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And that's a conversation on its own. And because of this article, Lynn was invited to come on a different show called the Brooklyn Cafe show that is right here. This is the Brooklyn Cafe show studio right here. That's where we at. And in talking about his article at the show, it's where that epiphany came, and I said, I gotta have my own show. So this is what this is all about. But first, go ahead and tell us how you are being able to use your article and that connection with the magazine to go ahead and find that other space.
So the article fits into a bigger picture of who I am and what I do. That area is not something I spend a lot of time on, but it's something that I'm very interested in. And, really my work is about helping people discover the truth of themselves. And that's because that's my story as a product of incest and someone who spent the vast majority of their life not knowing who they were. So truth became really important to me, and knowing who I was became very important to me. And then I started to realize that that was important for other people as well, that there were other people that didn't really fully know themselves. And so that article is really, to me, it's a conversation starter. It's something to cause people to start to think within themselves and be able to ask questions of themselves and be able to go deeper into things. And the magazine is a way for people to get like a sampling of different ideas and be able to translate that into whatever they're doing, however they're functioning in their life, to be able to have a better understanding of who they are, and to ultimately be able to live the meta lifestyle life, right? Because it's really important to talk about that and to know what it means to live a meta lifestyle. Correct. Right? And you define that at the beginning of the show, and you define that in the magazine. But I think it's really important to continue that message and to help people understand, and because this is something that we can all strive for. This is something that we can all create within ourselves, and we can create it with the help of others, and we can look at the various articles in the magazine and be able to say, wow, I didn't realize that, or pick up a nugget here and a nugget there, and be able to add that into the work you're already doing. Right. To be able to live the life that you want to live. And then at the same time, for all of us who have businesses, to be able to gain additional exposure. And one of the things I love is that when I came into the studio about 8 months ago and ultimately became a co-host of the Editor's Desk, where we actually had Nandini on a couple weeks ago, and Karina, we had you on last week, and and Nandita, you mentioned collaboration, and this is really what it's all about, is that we all work together, we all help each other. And the magazine is a really important part of that. Matter of fact, to me, it was so important that when I knew the magazine was coming out, that I went to the producers and I said, I told them who you were, Karina, and I said I'd love to have her come on the Brooklyn Cafe show. And I'll never forget that day, Karina, because you walked in, you sat down, and I just really didn't know if you were ever going to leave.
She hasn't.
I haven't left. I'm still here.
because you had found a home.
I did find a home.
And then I don't even know how long it took. Was it the same day or the day after you
Same
decided
day, that
you were
very
gonna have a
second,
show?
as soon as the show was over, I went straight to Freddie and I said, how can I have my own show? Yeah. And he said, just have it. And I'm like, that's it? He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. And within a week, I came, sat down, I'm like, here's the credit card, cash it out, I'm in. And yeah, here we are.
But what's amazing about that is the collaboration.
Yes.
Right? And the magazine is a place, just like the studio here is a place to be able to come in contact with ideas, with people, and to be able to say, wow, what would happen if I started a conversation with that person about this topic? And you never know where that's going to go. You never know who you're going to meet, or you'll read their article and say, wait a minute, didn't I read your article? I'm just meeting you for the first time, but didn't I read your article in last month's issue of Meta Lifestyle magazine?
And they recognize your face,
Yes.
which is very important. When they can recognize your face and your name, all of a sudden it's like, wow, I know you. And you go, no, you don't. I've seen you. No, we haven't met. Oh my goodness, you're the guy from the magazine. And that's what I've had for a very long time, because as you know, I just want to show this. I used to be the publisher of Dancing magazine. And I've done this for 10 plus years. And I've covered dance all over Florida, and just meeting the people. And the fun part is the students seeing the teachers in there, the teachers seeing, their students in there, and the collaboration between studios and the competition companies and the production and the theaters and the retail stores. All of a sudden, we had a community that came together because the magazine created that community, which is what we are doing now by bringing all of these people in this different branch. But at the end of the day, we're here to live a balanced lifestyle. And balance means having a little bit of everything. And this is hilarious because I forgot to turn my phone off. So,
I'd like to make a point, Karina. At the book fair, I had a copy of the magazine on the table that I was sat at. And one of the ladies who was also participating in the book fair, she walked up and she saw the article about the divine feminine, Lynn's article about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And she said, oh, I'm very interested in this. And she took the magazine, she went back to her table, she read the article, she flipped through the magazine, and she came back to me and she said, this is very powerful. How do I be a part of this? Because she recognized the opportunity to be able to share her own message within the pages of the magazine to give herself more publicity for her book and for her message. That is how it works. It's all about collaboration, getting yourself out there, getting your message to the eyes and also the ears, because now we have this TV and radio platform. So you're not only, on Facebook or on an ad, you have this multimedia platform to promote you.
did you want to finish saying something, Lynn?
So I've actually been writing magazine articles for about 20 plus years, but the opportunity, they were all in technical kind of magazines, right? But I love writing for a magazine like this because you can really bring forth some ideas, some things you've been thinking about. And let's face it, everybody has a message. You mentioned that earlier. And so maybe the book is too big for you right now. But what if you started with an article?
Correct.
Right? What if you got just the beginning piece of it and put an article in the magazine and then see what that feels like? And then maybe explore that you have something even more in you that you want to do something with.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to my channel Dr. Karina Felix for more videos.